This is my story of how I ended up with $500,000 and an experience of being completely loved. This all happened because I accessed, trusted, and followed my intuitive wisdom. Hello, magnificent human. My name is Elyse, and I wrote The Realm of Unity, a utopian fantasy or guidebook home to yourself. So, when I was in my 20s, I was considering taking on a mountain of debt to study holistic health. When I checked in with my intuitive wisdom, it said this: don't worry about the money. In the future, you're going to be with a man who will die and leave you $500,000. That's exactly what the voice said. For some reason, I wasn't all that worried about the death of some man I had never met. However, knowing that I would be financially secure allowed me to step into a holistic program that I was really excited about. I filed that information away and just forgot about it. So I did go into debt. I did not complete the program. And for about half a decade, I struggled to earn a living. And with this massive amount of debt hanging over my head, I went into a lot of fear and a lot of despair. I was working as a receptionist for a chiropractic group, and I was earning very little money. I was praying a lot and crying a lot and trying to figure out what to do about my desperate financial situation. One day, through all that prayer, this deep peace came over me, and I knew everything was going to be okay. Suddenly, in front of my face was this giant head, and it was one of the chiropractors that I worked for. His name was Sky Diamond. I literally knew nothing about this man, other than that he was a chiropractor and that he was kind and that he had a cool name. Why is he here? I asked my intuitive guidance. What are you doing here? I asked when this big head was in front of me. He's your soulmate, said my inner voice. Well, I argued back and forth with my internal voice. So I said, what am I supposed to do with that kind of information? If I tell him that, he's going to think I'm a crazy person. I mean, I didn't know if he was single. I didn't know if he was married, gay, straight. I didn't know. And at that moment, I had no particular feelings towards him. And this man is supposed to be my soulmate, right? What? It's crazy. So I ended up making a deal with my inner voice. I said, okay, I'll say something to him. I will talk to him. But if he expresses any resistance at all, then I'm shutting that door. I'm dropping it. Okay. So my internal wisdom said, yeah, I agree with those conditions. Just bring it up. I'm like, okay. So I was scared. But the next day at work, when I saw him walk in, I noticed I felt feelings for him that weren't there before. Interesting. I took him aside and I said, hey, can I call you later? I want to talk to you about something personal. And he goes, you can bring it up now. I said, no, let's talk later. And he said, okay. And he gave me his home phone number, and he just seemed very calm and very curious. So later that night, I called him, and I was scared. I said something like this: I know this might sound strange, but I had a dream about you. And in that dream, we had gifts to share with each other. I didn't say anything about being a soulmate. And I also said, and I'm noticing that I'm feeling attracted to you. I just wanted to share that with you and see what you think. And I left it at that. He was very warm. He was very kind. He said he admired my courage. He said, I have this boundary with anybody I work with. It just never would occur to me to try to pursue somebody, but I'm open to talking about it. So he invited me over, and well, we ended up falling in love. And I had had so much relationship wounding. It was kind of perfect. It was exactly what I needed. He loved me completely, without condition, and I needed that. I moved into his big home, and through his encouragement, I ended up going back to school to complete my holistic training. He had a thriving holistic practice. He was healthy. He was strong. He hiked for hours in the woods. He had deep spiritual inclinations. He meditated 3 hours a day. He was kind. He was supportive. Together, we laughed a lot. We ate good food, and we were expert snugglers. um, After about 2 years together, we noticed some odd things. He was having strange symptoms, and he got sick really quickly, and I took care of him as he withered away. I was pretty overwhelmed when we found out he was dying. He, at that time, he informed me that he had planned to leave me everything he owned. So a few months later, I watched Sweet Sky fly away. He left willingly with a full heart. I had the experience of grieving that loss while also realizing that I was now half a millionaire. After Sky died, I suddenly remembered that voice that I had heard years ago and was blown away. I was like, oh my God, how did it know? How did it know? There was no way I could have created that with my will. I didn't push him. I didn't ask him. I wasn't looking for a man who would leave me money. It just happened that way, just like the voice said. And this was a revelation to me that there is that wisdom inside me that is available all the time. Had I not followed my intuitive wisdom, I would not have earned my degree in holistic health. I would not have met Sky Diamond. I would not have had that extraordinary experience of being completely loved. I would not have gone from $100,000 debt to a woman with $500,000. I'm sharing all this with you to encourage you to find, listen to, and follow your own intuitive wisdom. There's nothing special about me. I'm not more special than you. We all have intuitive wisdom. Some people call it their guides or the voice of God. To others, the voice is their angel or the still small voice within. It's all the same thing to me. It's that loving voice within that knows everything. It's the voice that's beyond logic and beyond reason. I'm very grateful when I hear that voice loud and clear. It doesn't always come through like that. Usually I just receive like gentle nudges, and sometimes I don't recognize it or listen to it. I've only gotten that super clear and weird guidance a handful of times, two of which I just shared. Recently, the voice has become louder and clearer, and even wrote an entire book through me. If you're curious, you can find out more information down below. So, I want to talk about intuitive wisdom versus the voice of the ego. Intuitive wisdom is always loving. It's never pushy. It's never urgent. It will never encourage you to do something that doesn't feel right. My inner wisdom generally asks me to do things that seem illogical and are usually pretty scary and outside my usual comfort zone. But something about it always feels right. And it is always right every time. I've never regretted following it. It does take practice and a deep desire to access that intuitive wisdom. But what I've found is that the more I tap into it, the easier it becomes and the louder it gets. If this is something that you want to do, I am here to help you if you want support. What I know is that if we want a world of kindness and love, we must all learn to access and follow our intuitive wisdom. When we link up to our intuitive wisdom, we're actually following our soul calling. This is a key to healing the world. And I mentioned my book. It's called The Realm of Unity. And this is part of what it's about. It's a world where everybody is tapping into their own intuitive wisdom. And if you're curious, I'll put a link below and you can check it out. But regardless, I want to see us manifest love and kindness and a world that truly works for everyone. And I send you so much love.